Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. We've got a parcel. It's at least a day early. Caught me out. The thing is, when they say it will be delivered between this day and this day, from that first day I make myself available so that I can take the delivery. But when it arrives a day early, I might not be there. So it's all very well, but you know, I could have been out. In which case we've got to get into re-delivering and all that sort of flipping stuff, which can cause hassles. So yeah, it's nice to be early, but not really. You just do what you say you're going to do. If you say it's going to come on Wednesday, then let it come on Wednesday. Anyway, it's here, that's the main thing. Bane of my life, sellotape. Does it have to be that strong? Yes, it needs to be sticky. Does it need to be that strong that you can't just break it? You have to get your sharpest knife out to deal with it. Like that. Right. Let's get this out. Oh no! Polystyrene. I hate this stuff. It doesn't biodegrade and it breaks up into pieces and blows all over the place if your dustbin falls over. But hopefully we can just leave it in the box. Right. I see bits of it flying around already. Horrible stuff. Right then, this is it. I've got 2/3 of this I don't even need. But it was this or risk getting parts from a European country that I'd rather not deal with, basically. It's as simple as that. So this is the part. This are it. It looks huge. I'm used to seeing it in place, not... So as I said, I've had to buy the whole unit. Now, some might think it would be advisory to fit the whole unit as it comes as a unit like this. That's all very well, but to do that, the steering wheel's got to come off and all the mechanisms and everything, because this slides on, as you can see. Yeah? So it's going to be much easier to just replace this bit, which is the bit we've got to do. In fact, it's this end. So that's what we've got. It's an indicator unit. It also deals with the what you call it, the thing I would never dream of using. Not remote control, cruise control. We'll get there in a minute. I would never dream of using that. The temptation to fall asleep must be incredible, because you're left with nothing to do except steer. And that doesn't take a huge amount of concentration, especially on like a fast road like a motorway that are virtually straight most of the time. You've just got to stay in your lane, you know. No, not for me. I wouldn't dare use one. I like to be in full control when I'm driving. Yeah, so all the rest of this is not actually required. So in actual fact, to practice taking this out of the car, we could take it off of here, couldn't we? Let's get some screwdrivers. It says it's Phillips screwdrivers, but it doesn't say what size. So basically, there are 2 screws holding this unit in. Now this up and down thing, that does the indicators left and right. It also flashes the headlamps full beam, and it also dips and switches to full beam, so it's that toggle switch. It also does that as well. So it's obviously quite an important little unit. Well, these screws come out easy enough, and in theory this now just pulls out. Well, that couldn't be easier, could it? Now, as I say, the video on how to fit this and everything does warn about those bits there. Those have got to line up nice and square when you put the piece back in again, and when you pull it out nice and square, because those are little blades and they need to line up. That's your electrical connections basically. Well, that came out easy enough. So obviously taking the old one out of the cart and putting the new one in, if it was that easy we'd do it in 30 seconds, but it's not that easy, because this bit is enclosed in casing and the casing's got to come off. But I think I'm going to go and do it. I think I'm going to go and actually try and fit it. So we'll take the camera out and we'll have a sit in the car. The sun's shining, the car will be nice and warm and sunny and bright, and at the moment it's, what is it, it's 10 to 2, so I've got plenty of daylight and anything, and the video taking the casing off to be able to get at this little unit and pull it out and push this one back in doesn't look that difficult apart from the special tool, but we'll have a look at all that out in the car. Right, I'll be back. Right, I'll have to brighten this up when I get this on the computer, because it's bright out here. This automatically appears dark, but I can deal with that. The first thing it says to do is bring your steering wheel right out and right down, and then fix it back in place. So that's that done. Look at the muck in there. Ooh, look at the muck in there. Right, now I've got a soft bladed knife, because apparently this little shield here is rubber. Yes, it is, and it just needs easing off. It's got little clips holding it on, but it just comes off really easily. So far so good. And then that just goes back out of the way for now, and hopefully that will go back on as easy as it came off. Right, that's that bit. Now the hard bit. Up underneath here are 3, well, I found them okay, but they're very deeply recessed, and it says they're T25s. Now, when I was talking about this, I was trying to explain what these, well, that says they're so shiny where they've never been used. They're so shiny that you can't read the writing, but that says T25, and that's what it says these screws are. They're not really a screw, but that's what they look like. Yeah, they're not, they're funny little things, but this is the bit that could cause the problem, because I can't see what I'm doing. Not even in the slightest, but in theory I might have to get in underneath, in which case that's going to do my back in. Because you can't see, I can't see to line these up. So I don't know when I've got the tool in the bolt. It should just slot in and then bite but I can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to have to try and get in underneath. That's not going to be funny. Right, let's see what we can do. This is bad knees and bad back coming up. I can't get far enough under there to see. And this one here, ow. So I've had to undo the thing that holds the steering wheel in place because it was blocking the view. God, these are impossible. This one at the back, I can actually feel with my finger, so I should be able to, ow, this is hurting my knee, kneeling on concrete, not good. This is not going to be good. Let's get back in here, see what we can do. Well, this is not slotting in. I'm wondering whether it's the next size down. Aha. That's got it. So it's the wrong size tool. So he who said it's a T25 lied. White man speak with forked tongue. It's a T20. And that fits in nicely, but it's very difficult to manoeuvre. Oh, there goes the new part on the floor. It's, you can't get at anything. Just let's see what I'm doing. Well, we've definitely got the right tool now. The main problem is it's as you can see, it's loose and floppy, so it's very difficult to actually get it to stay where it needs to go. And it could be tightened up, but to tighten it up you need one of these tools. Oh, that's a joke. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, let's see if we can concentrate here and get this tool to sit in there and undo this. See, I don't know whether it's in the screw or not, or whether it's just turning round at random. Just can't see. So there's always a problem with cars. There is always something that will mess you about. And in this, it's not being able to get this tool to line up because you can't see. There's no other way to do this. These covers have got to come off. Oh. What do we got here? These are just smaller ones, aren't they? Yeah. I might have to go and get an actual new one of these with a handle, you know, that's rigid like a screwdriver. That way I can hopefully, because this is just wobbling around, it's just loose and floppy, and as I'm trying to line it up, it's just going all over the place, and I can't do it up tight, can't get it to become rigid, so we may have to go and get a tool. So I'm not even sure this is long enough to get in there. Yep, I'm going to abandon this. Ouch! Ow! And I'm going to pop out. Somebody did say if you haven't got your indicators, you could use hand signals. And yes, I could. You waggle your hand up and down to tell people you're doing something silly and they should back up. Now the DIY place is quite close. It's quite nearby. And they will have one of those as a decent tool. It's a nuisance to have to go and buy a tool, but these screws, these bolt screws, whatever you want to call them, without the right tool you can't undo them. It's one of the car manufacturers' ploys to stop people doing it themselves, basically. But now that the tools are now readily available, they can't stop us. So I'm going to go and get the tool. What's the time now? I can't see, the ignition is off. It is... It's 2 o'clock. I can be there and back in less than half an hour. That makes it 2:30. I've still got plenty of time to do this. So I'm going to do that now. Away we go. Right, where was I? Steering wheel back out again. Not sure that's absolutely necessary, but don't know where the end of these covers are. They look like they're quite a long way in. Anyway, at great expense, much to my annoyance, having to go and get that, but so be it. It's £4 something for a single tool like that. Trouble is, because they're a bit specialised, there was very little selection. If I just wanted an ordinary Phillips screwdriver, I could have a multitude of choices. Anything from next to nothing to really expensive, but these are a bit specialised, so I sort of stuck with it. Now let's hope this just does the job. Right, so this was supposed to be the easy one, wasn't it? Still incredibly difficult to get them to line up. You turn away, you haven't got a clue whether you're undoing the screw or not. Oh. Actually, I'm going to move the chair forward so that I'm not stretching. Almost impossible. And if I'm having trouble with this one that I can actually get my finger on, what on earth is it going to be like the two that are deep in? I don't know whether I'm undoing anything or not. Let's try one of the others. It would help if they had like a guide. You know, I think these are rounding off. These are not undoing. They have to come off. This cover has to come off. There is no other way of getting at this unit. I think I've got one. Why would that be so stiff? I think this one is actually undoing because it's binding. So I've got hold of one That now means it's possible. Yeah. You horrible little screw. Hate you. Right, so if that one's come undone, they should all be able to. Got it. It's just a knack. It's just a matter of moving this tool very, very slowly until it suddenly clicks into place. So that's 2. 1 to go, and then it should all fall apart. And then it gets easy from then on. Famous last words. Got it. Have I? Yeah, I just did it up. So it's just a knack. Just a matter of turning the tool until it clicks into place. Right, 3 screws. Now, these covers have got a split, and it looks like, well, it did say a blunt knife is a useful tool. So let's see. Trouble on cars when things have been done up for years. I mean, this won't have been undone since the car was made. On the video they just popped apart like that. Right. The bottom one doesn't have to come right off. That can just stay there, I think. Yes. Right. Now we can see the wood for the trees. Now it should be just a matter of undoing these 2 little screws. And it does say, go very careful not to drop the screws down in the cover. Because they're almost impossible to get out. One. 2, gently pull, and it just comes out. So what's gone wrong with this then? Oh, it's difficult to tell really. But whatever's gone wrong with it, it don't work. So let's get our replacement part and see if that will just push into place. Let's see what we can do. Just like that. Now, is it worth Before we do it all up together, let's see if I can hold it in place and check that it actually works. Right indicator, left indicator. Yes! So at great expense it's fixed. But it needed to be done, and I expect a garage would have charged a minimum of an hour for that, and nowadays you're looking at, well, 60 to 100 quid an hour, most garages. The garage I use is 60, it's at the lower end. A Volvo dealership would be 120 at least, and a lot of garages are up near the 100 mark an hour. So you add that onto the, plus most of them won't fit second-hand parts, so they'd have wanted a new part, so we'd have been looking at 250 to 300 quid to get this done at a Volvo dealer. So I think that screw went in a bit crooked then. It's better. It's better. So these screws have only got to hold it in place. They're not, they don't need to be done up super tight, just enough to bind. So that's that. Whew. Now we've got to get these covers back on. But that one didn't come off. And let's have a look and see why this was difficult. Because it's got little clips that have to line up, little lugs, like that sort of thing. And that sort of thing. But at least we can see what we're doing this time. Right, so looks like that end goes on first. Hold it with my knee then. I've got enough hands. Plus I can't actually see what I'm doing. Right, so we've got both of them in. Yes. Then we come up to the top and come on. Can't you just clip in? Can't you be good? Sounded helpful, didn't it? Nice resounding click. That's one side. What about the other side? You're going to do a nice click for me? Yes. That's it. Covers are back on. Now, how the hell do I get these screws to line up in the hole they came out of? Pray tell. Where's my tool gone? That gone. have I put that then? Oh, sat on it. Right, so somehow well, that's obviously the answer, is I've got to sit it on the tool. That would help if they were magnetic, wouldn't it? And then try and just get it to go up in. These are going to go on the floor, I can tell. Yep, there we go. Right, so if we find a hole, wherever it is, there, and then line the tool up, doing everything blind here, and then just see if it'll find its own way into the hole. You know, I do believe that one's gone in. It has. That's one. Whew. I'll leave the other two out and not bother. No, it'll rattle like hell. Right, so there's the hole. So these have got to go up in a lot further. So I do believe I've got that. No, I haven't. This is impossible. Let me think. What about if I got some blue tack? These fit in quite firm, but then it's not enough to hold the screw rigid to be able to just push it up dead straight. Or even a bit of sellotape. Oh, let's just give it another go. Nope, on the floor again. Oh. Chair back out of the way. No, it's not even getting close. And there's no way I can see what I'm doing. The holes are really deep. Do you know what I have a good mind to do? I have a good mind to put these screws somewhere safe. My MOT's due in the not too distant future, and just tell the guy in the garage to do the screws up. And he can get somebody who can bend in there upside down and actually, you know, with a spotlight thing and see what they're actually doing. Or they might even have some sort of magnetic tool, but that's dependent on the screws being magnetic, of course. I'm going to be fiddling around here for hours trying to do this because I just cannot get. I wonder if blue tack would do it. I'm going to go and get some blue tack. I'll be back. Of course, I haven't thought this through, have I? We don't really want to get the dent in the screw filled up with blue tack, do we? Or do we? Do we just say blow it? Because what are the chances of this ever need to be undone again? So I don't see how else I'm going to get the screw to stick to the blue tack. See, we could put that round there and then push the screw on and then push the blue tack up. That's got it. That's reasonably firm. That might do it. Right, let's try not to touch the sides. That's one done. Blue tack came back off again as well. Right, now if this one goes on as easy as that, then that. Only one little job left to do. That's put the other bit of casing back on. It's not very well lined up, is it? Start again. Seem to be able to get this one to go on straight. Hopefully that's straight enough. It's got it. Who's a clever boy then? Yay. Well, that was a good idea. Now we've got to get this fiddly bit of rubber casing back on. So look, this is just little lugs, isn't it? Yeah. Lots of them. They've all got to line up, but it's flexible enough that these should all just clip in. That'll do. Right. Now we've got to get the seat back where it was. Strange this seat works without the ignition being on. Oh, it's a lovely little story. I can remember when I worked for the car rental company, we used to get some pretty flash cars. One of the cars, I think it might have been a Range Rover, might have been a Mercedes, but a top end car, and it had two programmable buttons on the side that you could actually program to put the seat and the steering wheel exactly where you want it. And when you turn the ignition off, the steering wheel went in and the seat went back and down. So you could get out. Absolutely marvellous. But unbeknown to me, the person who was in the car before me was only about that high. So I put the key in the ignition and the programmed seat and steering wheel practically crushed my chest, because the seat went up and as far forward as it would go, and the steering wheel came back out to meet it. And I couldn't stop it. I wasn't quick enough to think to just turn the ignition off. But I'd never come across anything like that before. But this one, the seat moves without messing about. Right, so I always measure my seat by the clutch. I need to comfortably be able to push the clutch to the floor, and apart from that I need the seat back as far as it will go. I like being as far away from the windscreen as possible. So a little bit more, that's about right, and then the steering wheel goes as far away as I can get it so that I drive like that with my arms out straight. None of this nonsense with a hat on. Why do you need a hat on in a car? And then, so I push it forward as far as it will go, and then I line this bit up with the curve on the dashboard, and then we lock it in place. That's everything back where it was. And we've got indicators both ways, and I presume the wipers still work. Yep, the only other thing I haven't tried is main beam. Yep, main beam comes on and the flasher works. Jolly good. So that's it, everything back together, job done. That has saved me an awful lot of money, far more than the last little job I did, an awful lot. Unfortunately, I had to pay for the complete unit, so I've got, I've got the central column bit and the wiper bit that I don't need. But who knows, one day something might go wrong with that, so I'll put it away somewhere safe. But basically this was the only bit I really needed. But to get that on its own and only pay 20 something pounds, it would have had to have been ordered from Lithuania, and I could have had a serious problem with customs. And in addition to that, it was 15 quid postage. So safe, buy from an English seller. You've got a lot of come back if something goes wrong then. Right, I am going to go and open a bottle of wine, pour myself a glass and sit down and get my breath back. Because although that wasn't much of an exertion, with this flipping beta blocker tablet that I take, anything is an exertion. So even just doing some screws and the leaning and the bending and all that, the energy just goes so quickly. Anyway, it's done. I am happy. Let's go back in and get myself some wine and a comfy seat. They go together, you know. See you next time.